I thought that the game went just how we needed it to. I thought that our kids played exactly the way that the game went exactly how we wanted it to go. I think the bottom line is that we missed too many two-footers, too many shots in the paint. We did a good job getting it there, especially in the second half. But you can't miss those games. And then we had a few missed assignments. And then we doubled them in fouls. And that's not a recipe to win a championship. You can't make mistakes. You can't miss two-footers, and you can't double the other team in fouls. But even given all those things, we still had a chance to win. And I thought, Amani didn't play very good from her standards. But, I made a mistake a few games ago and took the ball out of her hands, and I wasn't going to do that. And so we put the ball in her hands and let her make plays. And, she's had a great senior year, and I'm proud of what she's done for us. I know she would rather had a better ball game, but she did a great job, especially guarding Maggard. And, it's tough. It's tough for these young kids, but I thought it was a good ball game, and I thought we had our chances, and I thought they took advantage of the chances better than we did.
Maddie got her fourth foul with 5 minutes left. We were up 2, and then they ended the quarter 11-2 run. Was that just coincidence, or was
No, it's not a coincidence. Maddie, if you look on the stat sheet, when Maddie was in the game, we were up 6 or 5. In 30 minutes she played, we're up 5. So that means in the 10 minutes she's out there, we're down 11. We're not allowed to comment on things that go on with people that have whistles. But what I saw a bunch of was there was a ton of people getting tangled up in the post, a lot. And I remember 4, and we got all 4 fouls. And that's tough. Maddie got 2 of those. And she got a foul. One foul she was on the inside and got the rebound. And I don't understand what she could have done on the inside to go get the rebound. But that was a difference, when Maddie, because Maddie's kind of Amani's one of our leaders out there on the floor, but Maddie's another one. And she's kind of got some grit about her, and we'll get the job done. And, it wasn't a coincidence that they made a run. We didn't have anybody come in there and do what Maddie was doing. She was flying around, getting rebounds everywhere. And it hurt us. And then it hurt us again when she fouled out. So that was tough. That was tough because she played well.
You guys kept coming. They get the lead up, and then you get back to times that you never could really get over the hump there in the second half. How deflating was it? You just couldn't get over the edge there.
I don't think it was necessarily deflating. We've pretty much had games like this all seasons where we've had to overcome a lead or a deficit. So it wasn't really at all. It was just, hey, we've been here before. You just have to keep battling, keep fighting, and keep trying to regain the lead.
Did you ever run out of gas at all at the 3 games in 3 days at the end?
No, we're tough. Yeah.
That's what that long timeout was for. I figured we'd roll. No reason to take it with us, so we figured we'd give us timeout and get a little extra rest.
Coach, can you talk about your team's resiliency a little bit? You guys didn't shoot the ball well through the first 3 quarters. Belmont makes that little run to go up, and you guys, came back in the fourth and really, just were resilient and wouldn't go away.
Well, when we start practicing and we start drilling stuff and working on stuff, that's something that we talk about. And one of the big things this season that I've talked about here lately with our folks is that, I made a mistake and coached and did some things backwards. And so, about 6 games ago or 5 games, I don't know how long it was ago, we had to make a little change. I was really worried about this, because we hadn't built some foundation in our kids, and I was really worried that they would be able to adapt and then be able to. It's not easy to change styles midstream. And then to do it and do it well. These guys have really done it well. And then do it well and have sophomores and freshmen out there with one senior, and to be able to get down 10 in a championship game. Let's see, we were down 14 yesterday. and came back and won. And we're down 10 today and came back and get the lead. You know, there's some grit in those kids. How we got it in them, I don't know. How they got it in themselves, probably their parents. But it's also, you know, the game's 40 minutes long. They're going to make some shots. You're going to make some mistakes. You just got to be able to, you know, don't get too high, don't get too low, just keep fighting. And I thought we did a great job of that. You know, we just missed too many easy shots. Easy meaning right under the goal. I mean, they're not easy because people are walking up under you and, you know. But, you know, there were some times we could have laid down. And I was proud that they didn't. I think that's a tribute to Amani being the leader.
Monty, what can you take away from what you've learned from him as your career comes to a close and
We still think we can get in the NIT. We still think we can get in the NIT. It's up to you to make that happen.
when you go to the NIT,
There you go.
what are you going to take away from your time as coach for 4 years?
Basically, be tough and just keep going. That's it, basically, a lot.
Well, I'm going to answer for him. What you better be taking away. What we try to teach our kids is that this is a game. And that resiliency that you were talking about and the toughness that you're talking about, we hope that she takes that on in her life. Because this, you know, I know I'm not supposed to say this because I coach for a living, but this is not adversity compared to what she's going to have to handle the rest of her life. And, you know, if she learns the lessons through basketball, which are pretty tame, even though they don't think they are at the time, but she can take that, and when she's got a 3-year-old crying and's got to be at work and's got to take care of her family and she's got to do all that, and she can take lessons from Coach Russell and maybe even Coach McMillan and she can get the job done, then I'm going to be proud of what she did here, more proud than what she is now. And she's grown up a lot from a kid that probably couldn't change a light bulb when she got here. She's grown up a lot, and it was neat to see her from her senior in high school till today. Sorry, I hijacked your answer.
Brittany, you're a freshman. You went to the same high school as Amani. You probably looked up to her a little bit. You had a little moment with her after the game. Could you kind of talk about what that was about?
Yeah, I could tell she was upset, so I just basically told her that, you know, to keep her head high. This game does not define us, and that a big part of why we're even playing in this game is because of her, and that we're all behind her. We're going to stand behind her, and this is just a bump in the road, whether even though she's leaving. You know, it's not the end of the world, and basically that we all love her. And we went out fighting, basically, and if I was to lose any other way, I wanted to be this way with her because we never gave up. We kept fighting.
Monty, a quick question on your defense. Anybody who watched you play defense today has got to be impressed how well you played, especially Darby Maggard had to be impressed because you pretty much locked her down for most of the game. Was that a personal thing going in? You thought this player of the year, this defensive player of the year, I'm going to win this battle, or was it just happened that way?
It wasn't personal. I just did what I was supposed to do, play defense.
We gave her a job.
Yeah.
I mean, y'all think we're complicated. We're pretty simple. You know, it was an impressive performance for her. If you had told me before the game that she could hold Maggard to 6 and that they'd only have one kid in double figures, I would think that we got a chance. And that's exactly what happened. You know, everything that we needed to do to win, we did. We put the game right where it needed to be to win. We just missed shots that we needed to make, and they made them. And a couple of easy baskets that we gave away. And games are so fragile. They're so fragile. And people don't understand how hard it is to even play in this game, to even get to the game. Then when you get there, how the games can be so hinge on just 1 or 2 possessions. It's just tough. But to watch somebody play that hard for 4, I mean, Lord help, did she play she played 40 minutes tonight, 39-19. I got you a little 40-second rest. She played basically the same last night and 40 night before. I mean, that's 3 days in a row playing 40 minutes. That's pretty tough. That speaks to the kind of kid she is.
Coach Russell talked a lot about recruiting Amani and how she wasn't a point guard when y'all were recruiting her. He talked about her filling that role the last 4 years.
She's still not a point guard. if you saw during the game, as soon as Belmont went zone, we stuck her in the high post. That's where she plays. The problem is that we've had to have her at point most of her career, because there's a long story behind that one, and give me about 5 years and I'll tell that whole story. But, you know, she came in and we basically needed her to play point to help one of our other kids out, and she did, and we've left her up there to kind of get us going. But she doesn't like it. She doesn't want to be a point guard. Do you? No. So, you know, we don't – when the game was kind of getting away from us there early, we put the Bonnie in the high post and threw her the ball. It's not complicated. And even though she was 2 for 14, but even though she's 2 for 14, we got the game back under control because she's got the ball in the high post and things start to work out for you. That's the player she is. That's the player we went and watched when we were recruiting her out of high school. But it's pretty, you know, she's had an unbelievable record for a kid that's not a point guard at point guard. She's won a lot of ball games. Hopefully she can win some more here.
Brittany, talk a little bit about Imani's leadership style on the court and how she led the team this past season.
I'm sorry. Imani isn't exactly the most vocal leader, but
Okay, she's not from my school of answering questions. She's doing a great job, though. Keep going. She's pitiful.
she's not the
Talking.
She really doesn't talk. But when she does talk, it is really because, you know, she sees it's something that really needs to be said. And actually, in the last couple games, she has been talking more than she's talked all season. And I really credit her for it because she does not like to talk so much that Coach Russell calls her mute. But her leadership has definitely picked up in the last couple games, and that's a big reason why we got so far.
You're going to get honesty if you come to UT Martin. We're going to be honest. That's a great answer because that's Imani.
Coach, do you feel like you're one of the top 128 teams in the country?
Yeah, I think we are. You know, we've got we beat Belmont, and they were number 60. We've hung around the 100 mark all year long. 23 wins. I mean, here we are making a case, but it's not going to be up to me. It'll be up to somebody else, which we don't like that. But that's the world that we live in. But I think our RPI was 110, 115, somewhere in that world. So 128 minus 110, there's 18 teams behind us, so that ought to be in. But, you know, the teams that get in that's got high RPIs that upset in their tournaments. And but then you got teams with losing records that can't get in. So you got, you know, we got a shot. Not a great one, but we've got a shot. But I think we would be I think Moorhead's going to be a good representative. Coach, if you're listening, we did all this for you because I heard at your press conference yesterday. But I think Moorhead has got a really good chance, and I think we could go and do some damage also. I don't know whether we will or not. I don't know if we get the chance, but we might. We might.